Thank you so much, Kathleen, for those fine words. Just a quick add-on here. I mentioned that Tom and I are both independents, but yesterday we had two staunch Republicans, and I know you had some Republican signs for Chet back there. Tom and I are going to take some back to our friends. But the Secretary of Principi, former Secretary of Veterans Affairs, toured with us yesterday, and Dr. Morgan Sells, who is a renowned cardiac vascular surgeon, works for the UT Medical Center down in Houston, and was selected by the Bush administration to serve as the Assistant Secretary of Defense for Health Affairs. Both strong Republicans, but they saw what Chet did for soldiers and their families. Dr. Sells served a tour in Iraq. At 52 years old, as a doctor, he went to Iraq in our great reserves, the United States Army Reserve, and just a wonderful man. But that's, and that, they were great to be with yesterday. But joining us last night and today is an old friend of mine and a colleague who we worked together, and that's General retired Tom Schwartz. Now, Tom served some time at West Point on the good side up there. And any Dallas Cowboy fans in this group? I bet there's one too. Well, you ever heard of Roger Staubach? Well, here's your chance. If you can catch it, this guy tackled Roger Staubach. but he survived that encounter and went on, came through the ranks as all soldiers do, and he ended up as commander of Fort Hood, and he did a wonderful job there. But it wasn't over for him there. He went on to become the commander of Forces Command in Atlanta, which commands all the soldiers in the United States Army in the United States. And then, if that wasn't enough, they sent him over to the Combined Forces Command in Korea that commanded not only soldiers, but sailors, Marines, airmen, and everything. He retired out of that as a four-star general. And so I'm so proud to introduce my friend and colleague and fellow supporter of Chet Evers to General Tom Schwartz.
And nice to be here with you all. Thank you very much for having us as your guests. I started off this morning and I did say to the group there, I said, how y'all doing? And even when I said, I've been in Texas now 9 years, and I'm born in Minnesota, so I try to be a fake Texan and say y'all right, but my wife says, you don't have it right. you're a Yankee, you always will be that. So I got to try to pull it off anyway. That Roger Staubach story is actually true. We beat them 11-8 his senior year, Heisman Trophy winner. And I didn't think about that until you mentioned it, Pete, but I'd chase around the end zone, tackle him in the end zone for safety. Proud of it, just kind of life went on, and it wasn't but about 3 years ago. Roger and I are in a golf tournament together. He's my golf buddy, and we're riding in the cart together, and we start telling stories. He said, you're the damn guy that did all this. I will beat you bad today. Actually, he did good golf. He's playing good golf. What a character. What I tell you is, don't we all feel an angst about what's going on in our country and the changes, the challenges, what's going on? As I travel around, people talk about this all the time, and I feel it in my own household, my own family, and I keep repeating to my own family and to others that I meet that, hey, what we need to elect is some real, gutsy, good leaders. And I know about leadership because I've served 35 years. I know about leaders that I've served and admired, and some of the best and the brightest. I know about the enlisted folks that served under me and were unbelievable beyond anything I could ever imagine. I know what a good leader is. In my 35 years, I've seen thousands of them. This man right here is a great leader. This man right here has been my buddy, friend. And a lot of people don't get to know Congressman at that level, but he's been my friend for 15 years. And I admire and respect him. Greatest compliment I can pay Chet Evers is, I'd like to be more like him. He's a great man, we need to re-elect Chet Evers. Because I tell you, those values, he's a man of character. And his inner being is defined by the values that he holds. That's who he is. And I like that about him. His inner strength, his conviction, his beliefs are commensurate with those that I have and many people have in this country that help make it great. We've got to keep him in office so he can continue to make it great. We can be proud. But I tell you one thing he is, that a lot of people aren't. A lot of people like to talk about things. We have these great orators, and they tell you all these things, and everybody's impressed, but see, he's a man of action. That little Home Depot thing, you know, they have on TV, I always like to do. Let's keep on doing. This is a doer. Chet Edwards gets things done. You look at his track record, you know, you can just look at it, it's out there. Go on the internet and look what this man has done for veterans. You know, absolutely blow your mind. It did mine. It continues to amaze me at who he is and what he does, more important than what he talks about. And so you got to look at a track record like that, and you have to respect it. You know, he's chairman of the Military Construction and the Veterans Affairs Appropriation Committees. Now, you don't beam yourself into that kind of a position overnight. We can let new guys come in, but how long? Talk to me about 16 years later, when you get into work yourself in a position where you can really do something and make a difference. This man has done that. This man has earned the respect of the military. You know, when I served at the highest levels, 3- and 4-star generals, we get together and we talk about, you know, who are we going to go talk to about some major issues and challenges inside our ranks? We trusted this man. With some of the most sensitive things that came across our plate, we would say to each other, go talk to Chet about it. He'll give you some good feedback. You can trust him. And see, that's the biggest compliment we can say about it. You can trust him, and we trusted him, and that trust was honored by him, and always will be. You know, I tell you what, this track record he is, you know, experience, what he's done counts. Matter of fact, I'll tell you one thing. They were going to change back, and you all might not remember this, they were going to change from 10 Division to 8 Division, just before the war broke out. They were going to dismantle the military. You all might remember they're going to take it down and not take it. It burned inside of us that this was wrong. He championed an effort to turn that around. Thank God he did, because little did we know we'd be fighting war. Little did we know later on we'd be increasing the size of the military, not taking it down. Little did we know that our ranks were thin enough. But you had a man like Chet stand up and say, enough's enough. We need this army in particular, like it is. Not 8, but 10, and actually we needed more. So that stands out in my mind. Privatized housing stands out in my mind, because when I was commander at Fort Carson, Colorado, division commander, I looked at the housing our soldiers were living in and their families, and I said, enough of this. That's an unacceptable way to treat them. That's not the quality of life that we have to give them. So I came up with an idea of privatizing. I'm proud of that idea because it's flourished and it's made the difference. In fact, one of the most important military programs we've done in our history, people say, not me, is that we were able to privatize that housing and make a difference. All kinds of obstacles out there. People telling me you can't do it, lawyers telling me stop, it can't be done. I went to this man, and he said, I'll help you. And he championed that. Don't think he didn't have obstacles and challenges inside Congress. He did. But we did it together. And it made a difference, and it was one of the most significant things we did. And our hospitals, that $800 million he got for Fort Hood, every commander, Pete, and myself, and everyone else, this hospital is filled to the brim. It's inadequate with 45,000 soldiers. What are we going to do? Nobody would give us the money. He got the $800 million. He got $3 billion for all the hospitals, to include the veteran hospitals. I mean, that track record goes on and on. He's not going to broadcast it, but that's what he did. And some people say that he's done more than 3 or 4 years with the veterans than people have done in 20 years. I know he's proud of that. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud to be associated with him because he's made a difference. He's a man of honesty and integrity. He's the ultimate professional in a lot of ways. He's loyal to you, he's loyal to us, he's loyal to the military ranks, and he's an empathetic. The empathy he has, I watch that for him. I watch this guy come on the tarmac at 2 o'clock in the morning. I watch this guy put his arms around soldiers and their families. I watch him listen to soldiers, and I say not talk to soldiers, but listen to soldiers. I walk away and have those soldiers and families come up to me and say, we like that man. We trust that man. That's an honorable man. See, those soldiers come out from me, they come from the ranks out there that he touches. And so Chet Edwards makes a difference, there's no doubt about it. We respect him, the military respects him. We need Chet. He's a fighter. He gets things done. My vote's for Chet, and I hope yours is too, because we've got a great man. Thank you.